Hi, and welcome back to Old Iron Acres. I've got to do something about all the wood building up here on the property. If you've been around this channel, you know how much I love these hydraulics. I'm getting a little better, but it still can be a challenge at times. And off is easier than putting them on.
I didn't forget to take the hoses off this time. I'm learning.
Last time, forgetting to take the hoses off did not go too well. But today, I'm going to get some experience taking on and off attachments and looking like an idiot, and some more experience with my forks.
Sweet.
I would say that the forks are probably the implement that I have the least experience with. And sometimes they go so easy, and sometimes they're terrible.
If you saw the last time I used the pallet forks, I'm so excited how well that went. I definitely need a lot more practice with it.
So today, I'm going to be gathering IBC totes from around the property, practicing those fork skills. I'll try to fly through this pretty quickly. So the totes are scattered throughout the property, but a lot of them are down in the bonfire area. And I'll say, there's just a visibility issue from the cab to the tips of the forks. They just happen to kind of align with where the pads are, and I've got to scoot all the way forward on my seat and lean over the steering wheel to see where they're at. It's so frustrating when I can't get in there and lift up what looks like should be so easy to do. Yes! Got it. First time.
Sometimes I get lucky with those forks. Not enough for me, though. I wish it was more often.
It is interesting watching the video. I bought extra long forks. I thought they would be more versatile, but maybe that's a part of my problem. Well, time to head around the property and gather up some other tools. Here I go. Hope I don't break things before I get them down there.
So, any guesses what's going on down here? I've been pulling more trees down here by the low barn, and I've made a realization this week as Kentucky got hit by a really bad windstorm and a lot of trees came down, which made me kind of wonder, why do I keep picking up whole trees and putting them in burn piles, and what's their value? Now, by no means do I want to become Mike with Outdoors with the Morgans or Adam with Hometown Acres, some of my absolute favorite channels, but all of this really made me realize I was throwing away so much wood. And I thought, well, if I've got to get rid of it anyway, why not cut some of it up and see if I can make a buck or two? If I've got to do it anyway, why not get paid? So I've had these totes around for a while, and it's time to finally cut them up and get them into firewood baskets. So everybody's got a different way to tear these things up. First thing I'm gonna do is take a Sharpie though, and use this bar to give me a straight edge that's level. Nothing super accurate, but better than freehanding it. So I'm planning on using the top as a lid to rain protect, and I'm actually going to cut it again down here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to begin filling this lower part with scrap metal to go to the scrap yard. I figure if it's filled with barbed wire fencing, it won't be too heavy. Now I got to bust out my impact drill with a T40 star bit. That's the size I measured on these. There we go. And that will release the top structural pieces. Great, let's do it for these other two. Uh-oh, first problem. Looks like that isn't a T40, that must be a T30 or something, so into the new shop we go, and who knows if we can find the right bit. We ought to be able to find something in there. This is actually a T25. Go figure. So for your knowledge and mine, not all of these are the same. And just because these are only in here once, we're gonna add that stripe just in case I need it. Well, that was great. Now, just gotta pull the bladders out. I don't know if you can see any of our friends. We've got about 8 of them down by the grain bin. They're watching us. They're everywhere. So, we had a battery outage, but in the meantime, I cut out the front of the IBC Totes like you've seen on many, many channels. I went for a beveled chamfer right there, and I think I'm gonna wrap it with some tape. Last thing I want is to rip myself open on one of these things. But I'm happy, and it's ready to start taking some wood. I have this old wood from a couple years ago that's just been waiting to be split, so I'd say it's seasoned. It is seasoned. I also took this, and if you can see, I drilled a bunch of holes in the bottom, very fine, just to let some water out, and I'm gonna take all this scrap metal here, try to take it to a scrapyard. So other than that, I'm trying to keep this project moving forward, and I found this old tabletop. It is pretty awesome. Very cool old wood, but this stuff is gross. I'll show you what I mean. This is just covered with like an oil, but there's a beautiful door down there underneath. I just don't know how to get all this up other than to scrape it. And that could have been the shakiest video ever. I'm realizing as I shake it, the camera is moving. Anyway, I'm gonna keep cleaning that up because it would be handy to use as a surface to work on. To say I'm doing some rough carpentry would be an understatement. This is the roughest of the rough. And I bought this Craig's frame kit, jig kit. I've never used it, and man, it is really, really cool. Right now, I'm just knocking out some fast pilot holes. There I have it. So, any guesses what this could be? Man, that is solid. I almost don't even need my lower pieces. But let us continue. If you've ever used any of these Craig frames, I'd be curious. I'm a little hesitant to really drive the screw in deep. I'm afraid of cracking the wood at the end. What's your experience? Here we go. 1, 2. Definitely close enough. Now I gotta get out my CAD plan. What many of you may not know about me is I have done CAD for 25, 30 years. Oh yeah. Measure twice, cut once, perfect. Just giving it a clean end here. Beautiful. Still figuring out my favorite way to use this saw, which direction, which way to cut. There's probably definitely a preferred way. Or an intended way. This project is sponsored by my IKEA pile. I have to put it together myself. Scraps from around the farm. Keep having to borrow batteries. Gotta find all of them. Okay, so what we shall do next, back to the screwdriver and long screws. Re-drill these a little. All right, there. My drill bit is shot. Fantastic. Boy, I just always run out of room. No matter what I'm doing. And back to the screwdriver. I haven't done woodshop skills in multiple decades, but I love it. I used to love woodshop. Guess I still do. Oh! Split the wood. Let's see what happens. Let's make sure we don't split the wood anymore. All right. I was expecting more the end to split on the other piece. All right, that's pretty solid. Need to do my other side. I'm excited. Nice. Beautiful. I'm just gonna go to the other end. Now, if my wife saw this, this would instantly be a bench for my children. Not what it's for. Maybe the next version of it. Perfect. Well, pretty solid. Might have to sand some feet down a little bit, but I guess it depends where it gets placed. So I've had a miter saw for a while. That thing is fantastic, but I haven't had it set up and I haven't had space for it. And part of it is that now that there's electricity down here in the low barn, now I can do things that need electricity, right? This table had something funky on it there, so I like the sawdust soaking up that ugliness. So, I think I'm just gonna put 2 little 45s. I think that'll be long enough. Oops, cracked it. And then, do it one more time. So, this is 4 feet long. Any ideas what it's for yet? I will probably never flip that over again. Fantastic. Now, I have to get back to my wood pile and figure out what I'm gonna deck it with. Aha, do I have enough? Aha, here we go. 3/4 pine, that'll work. But that's not enough. How much more do I have? Oh, perfect. That didn't work. We are gonna get the tape measure and do cross pieces. So, theoretically, fantastic. Well, it's dark and I gotta get in for dinner. I'm gonna have to attach those tomorrow and cut them clean and hope for the best. And then maybe you'll find out why I'm doing that. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. See you soon.